Italy, it's often said that love is not blind at all, and a wonderful couple who truly demonstrates this sentiment so beautifully is Gergana and Parmi.
He enjoys making the connection with Parmigiano.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
I didn't get your name.
Parmi, like Parmesan?
Parmi. Oh, it's
So that the Italian can actually speak, you know? That's just how our life is, isn't it? We always try to make life a lot easier for people who don't quite know how to deal with diversity. And Gergana, right from the very beginning, brought up a really heavy, significant point.
What would they think of someone of my ethnicity?
I don't know if they'd understand.
Inside the cabin, she engaged in something that in other parts of the world is considered to be something criminal.
But it's a prejudice they might have.
She stated that her family, even though they were immigrants, would not accept him due to his non-white ethnic origin.
Like it's one of those impossible loves that are not up to us to decide, you know what I mean? Impossible loves that are not up to us to decide.
Just remember, she hadn't even truly looked at him yet. She had no idea what a remarkably handsome man he truly was.
I imagine introducing Giovanni to my parents because he's a smart person.
Maybe in her imagination, the Indian man she envisioned was short, a bit chubby, not at all attractive like Parmi, who was born in Italy and grew up within a social and family bubble where his mother always kept her mouth shut because she was in a marriage where the woman had to be submissive. It's the man who leads.
That's really what I'm afraid of. That because he's Indian, they'll hold it against.
I'm making this comment. I'm recording this video exclusively for this couple.
A toccarci.
Because everyone loved Parmi, everyone loved him because they saw the sacrifice he made for that white woman to want him.
She was moved. Okay. Yeah, but I was the one who was crying the whole time. It's not like she reassured me. I don't know.
My name is Livia Zaruti, and if today I can recognize these warning signs, it's because I personally lived through that naive promise that makes you believe love can cure everything. I got married in Italy, and in the end, when everything collapsed, I signed the infamous Letter of Emancipation. Not the beginning of a dream, but the confirmation that the dream was over. I believed in it for almost 10 years. I lived with an Italian man who saw himself as an artist, wanted to sing Brazilian music, wanted to live a dream, while I fought reality every single day. The reality of being a black Brazilian woman searching for space, respect, in a country that embraces you and rejects you at the same time. Before becoming an Italian citizen, I was spat on, literally and metaphorically. I saw how some Italian men can turn the desire to build a family into an emotional trap. I know what it means to lose pieces of your own mental sanity trying to save a story that does not want to be saved. That's why I recognize every look, every manipulation, every small emotional violence disguised as Italian passion, because I felt it in my own body. And maybe that's why watching Love is Blind Italy hits me so deeply, because behind the televised chaos, I see the truth.
My greatest fear when it comes to my parents.
When a white woman uses her family as an argument even before any real conflict exists, that's not care, it's the anticipation of exclusion. She shifts onto others a prejudice that is often her own, avoiding taking responsibility. If the family has never even been introduced, yet the fear is constant, the problem isn't the family, it's the criteria.
A person, to show they don't want your ethnicity, doesn't need to throw a stone at you. They don't need to. They engage in these very subtle, toxic behaviors, just like what you are currently experiencing. You had to practically beg this white woman to even want you. She was really on the fence. She almost ended up with that other guy, the Italian.
The runes, the name.
That was all real. It's not like I was faking it with you.
She only didn't go through with the Italian because he ended things with her. That Italian, Giovanni.
They're diamonds, not zirconias. There are those who wear diamonds and those who wear zirconias.
Everyone calling her a queen, a materialistic woman, deeply attached to money, who after being rejected, calls other women fake diamonds, especially Georgia.
So it's for the best, and I wear diamonds.
And who already had her plan B ready.
So I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes an opportunity opens up in your life as a great blessing in disguise. It's clear that this marriage won't happen, that this relationship has no future. It has no future because neither of you is ready for this kind of relationship. Because when you enter an interracial relationship, you need to have some serious guts. Because you're going to encounter a lot of laughter right from the corner of the mouth, a lot of mockery, the sheer amount of undervaluation. Can you imagine having a mixed race child, your own son, there in Italy? How much he's going to be humiliated, don't you think, there in Italy?
Gergana says she's afraid her parents won't accept him. But the first person who doesn't accept him is herself. That's a red flag. The black body becomes a fantasy, never a life project.
I effortlessly connect and interact with everyone I come across. And yet it bothers you who apparently make friends. Mi butta un po' giù. Sempre il bello nello schifo. But today instead we go looking for the disgusting beauty.
In fact, I too see something I can't help but like.
Desired in bed, but uncomfortable at the dinner table. Accepted in secrecy, rejected in the official introduction. This is one of the cruelest foundations of affective racism. The non-white body is allowed for pleasure, but not for the future.
He wanted to clarify something. It's worth noting that I made a short video about this case, which was a warning for the Estronzo's friends, for the friends of this Gergana, right? They are completely out of line. He constantly interrupts. It's just so incredibly rude. And she doesn't even stand up for him. I'm going to show you the clip right now. Look, it's absolutely disgusting. She takes it to her friends. And her friends, they treat him as if he was some kind of clown. Yeah, instead of confronting their own friend, they go after the guy. So as if it were something utterly ridiculous, and she just stays there so conveniently. So the very first lesson I'm going to give to you, my dear white person, if you want to sit on, a black man's lap, if you want to sit right there, if you want that black man in your bed, if you want that really muscular Indian man in your bed, and she needs to own it outside the bedroom too. And owning it outside the bedroom also means taking a stand when her partner is being mistreated by other white people. But she hasn't learned that yet. It's up to me to bring this perspective, this point of view. And I'll repeat, do you think it's normal in a reality show like this not to have a single non-white woman? I find it strange. I find it very strange. In the comment that he had left for me within my personal planner, he stated, allow me to clarify the situation. I was born and raised in Italy, so hard I know it well. No, for you to say that you were born in Italy and grew up in Italy and then claim you know hard well, no, you don't know it well at all. Because society, even in our schools, no one is properly educated on this topic. Tell me, for instance, how many books you've actually read or how much this is truly discussed in Italy. So I'm sorry, but you can't really say. And furthermore, in Brazil, engaging in this type of activity is actually considered a crime. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice, Parmi, seeing as you've grown up in this bubble. If in Brazil, a white woman goes on television and openly declares that her family would not accept someone based on their skin color, that individual would be arrested. This is the reality in Brazil. You might be in favor or against such a law. But here in Brazil, you would certainly be taken into custody. Just as if you were to harass or threaten a woman, you would also be arrested. Well, it's only now in Italy that laws are starting to come for women's protection. So wait a minute, my friend. Just because you were born in Italy doesn't mean you understand. Because you have to take into account that you grow up in a bubble. You grew up in a reality where you are the only one. And I'll repeat the question to you now. Do you find it normal to be the only non-white person in the entire cast in the whole show? Do you find it normal to be the only one chosen? With a lot of sacrifice, I know that this might touch your ego, but you also have to be prepared for that. You decide to take part in a program, a global reality television show. Are you just looking for praise? Are you just after a fan page? You don't want to be confronted by a woman whose voice you've probably never heard exercising her freedom of speech because the only woman you have as a point of reference is your mother who lives oppressed within a marriage?
Oh, but how do you even know? Oh, what an absurd thing you're talking about.
Enough with my cat or so I will say no, sir. Are you listening? Are you going to say no? Do you really think your mother can just grab her little purse, get up and go work outside? No, right, my dear? So maybe you're in a context where you grew up with a house dominated by men. Okay? I'm going to put the subtitles in or translate it, all right? On television, you only see fragments, mere nuances, not the full human and cultural context of a family and a relationship. You have just provided a perfect description of what the structural heart truly is. He has very subtle layers, and I don't need to be living within the white family to understand that she herself openly states that the family won't accept you because you're not white. Let's be clear, not because they won't consider if you're a good person, if you're a hard worker. No, it's because of your color, your skin. It's purely because of the color of your skin. And luckily, you're a very handsome young man. Just imagine if you were short and chubby. My dearest, my dear, what more do you need? What more do you need? Ah, look, that's what shows you're truly uninformed on the subject. Being born in Italy, having the skin color you know of that undesirable person doesn't make you an expert on your own reality. Because you're probably much more immersed in the context of white women than in that of black women.
Well, Parmi, I truly believe that you have perhaps made a significant mistake in trying to confront the wrong person. I am a woman who is quite a bit older than you, who has traveled extensively, who has experienced other realities. I am an Italian citizen, and I'm telling you this. This bubble that you are living inside of does not represent the true reality, and it is not normal for you to be the only non-white participant on the program. And it is necessary for people like me to exist to bring this other side. It's a fact that I'm already used to it. I won't be the one chosen to host a program because I speak too much, I question too much. There will be white people who want to silence me. There will be people saying, no, that has nothing to do with it. It's just fantasy. It has nothing to do with it. But in time, you will realize I'm right. And I'm already telling you this because, well, this channel here is new, but I have a story.
So, a tag or an @sign is not private property. 2. If you truly lack the emotional maturity or the mental resilience necessary to be a public figure or to expose yourself on a worldwide reality television program, then I strongly advise you to immediately delete your social media profiles because everyone is entitled to express their thoughts and opinions. Just like your father is free to be xenophobic, racist, ill-mannered, and tactless, and with no tact at all. These are the people who lack education. These are the people who lack tact, and not black women.
And I was a pioneer in Brazil, and I will also be a pioneer in Italy.
Perhaps I won't be the most loved, but I will be the pioneer. And thanks to me, these people will bring in other black women to occupy this empty space. But they won't be black women like me, with opinions, who confront, who make people uncomfortable. I didn't come here to massage your ego, Parm. I've come here to create a sense of discomfort. It is through discomfort that we truly grow. And this is the very purpose of my presence here on this channel. So, if you possess the courage, then subscribe and follow me.
Follow Love's Chaos Decoded by Zaru Love.